So in today's video, I'm painting Thor's helmet from the movie Thor Ragnarok. So a little over a year ago, I painted Loki's gold helmet for my best friend's graduation gift, and decided since I had time this summer to actually sit down and spit out art, I would paint Thor's helmet to go with it. If you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, which I really recommend you do, because it's probably one of my favorite movies Marvel's made so far, Thor doesn't really wear a helmet, really in any of the films he's been in. Like briefly in the first Thor, a little bit in the second, but again briefly in the third. So there wasn't really much to go off of, but I wanted to stick with doing the movie helmets since that's what I'd used for Loki's. So I just went with his Ragnarok one. One of the hardest things for me with making this painting was actually the background, which is a little surprising to me at first. I can't tell you how much time I spent just trying to get the blend from normal red to a darker red to black, trying to get that to look right. I just could not for the life of me get it to blend correctly. So, as you'll see, a lot of this is just me going back and forth, trying to make that blend nice and smooth, and dark enough, and even enough. And looking back on it, I'm still not super happy with how the background looks, but I think the helmet itself makes up for it. it's my favorite part of the painting, needless to say. So with all the references I've found, none of them were really light enough to see exactly which color went on what part of the helmet, or in some cases just what part of the helmet I was even looking at. But I put together what I thought it was, and I'm pretty happy overall with how it looks. One obstacle I did have with painting it was with Loki's helmet. It's obviously gold and shiny, so I had a nice gold paint that I got to use, and it actually made it pop a whole lot more than I thought it would. But with Thor's helmet, it's silver, but it's not as flamboyant, let's say, as Loki's is. So it's not as shiny as a silver paint would look. So I had to go in with many different shades of gray and just try to make it look metallic without it looking murky and dark. Trying to keep all the different shades of gray looking separate from each other and keeping them somewhat in the shape that I was trying to make was a whole other challenge in itself. I would try to go in with each section and finish it before I went on to a different one so I could keep them distinctive and make it look like they were actually separate, how they're supposed to be. But then I'd have a problem of needing the same shade for different areas that were close to each other. So I'd have to go back and forth between trying to make them look separate like they are and trying to actually make it look like it's real and 3D and it's got the right shading where it needs to. And this front section that I'm working on here in particular gave me a pretty hard time because with the reference photo I was using, there's a pretty big shine right in this little area. So I was trying to figure out which grays to use to actually make the helmet look realistic versus which grays to use to make it look like it's got that shine. painting is the phase when you start adding in all the highlights. And right here you can't really see them very well because the area that I was putting highlights on was pretty light itself, but to me that highlight phase is just when things really come to life, and especially when I add the highlights later on around the edges of the helmet, that's when it really started to pop out to me. And here's the finished piece. I'm pleasantly surprised with how it looks. I think the highlights really made it pop. My friend said she liked it, and that's all that matters. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.